Hey there, folks. Beautiful day in northern Wisconsin. It's almost May, but no excuses. We're gonna do some Tai Chi. So I know last time we went over grasp bird's tail. I got a couple of things that I wanted to clarify before we move on from there. And as we're moving from beginning, which ends like this, into grasp bird's tail, we're settling ourselves down into the height that we want to keep ourselves at kind of throughout the form. There's a couple of times where you rise up and come down, but mostly you want to be keep your head on the same level plane. So here we are after beginning, and as we shift our weight to the left, we turn our right foot at 45 degrees, and then as we put our weight onto our right foot, we're also bringing ourselves down just a little bit so that both of our knees are bent. And then this is where we're going to keep our head kind of throughout the form. So, you put your weight on, and then you're able to continue with the form and try to keep your head at the same level height throughout. You'll see my head really doesn't change up or down very much as I'm going throughout this form. Another thing is when you go into this brush right knee, you want to keep your right elbow down. So you don't want to have it, I know we talked about this before, but it's really essential. You don't want to put your elbow upwards. You want to keep it down and kind of keep your arm, straight up and down, level with the ground, and your wrist kind of turned to the side a little bit here. And remember, the tiger mouth is always going to point right at this forearm. So here we'll do roll back, just a waist turn, and the flipping of your hands. Another waist turn, that's 90 degrees back to 45 degrees from your original position. And then pull it in, facing 90 degrees from your original position. Knife hand to the wrist, and gentle, slight extension. And then we put our hands to the side, or seat both of our hands, separate them to shoulder width, shift our weight back onto our back foot, pulling backwards with our hands at shoulder height, and with our elbows down again, and try to keep your armpits open. Bring your hands down to about chest height and shift the weight forward while pressing up and forwards with the knife edge of your hand. There we go. And that's push. Here we move on to single whip with a shifting backwards onto your back foot of the weight, trying to keep the weight over your toes and trying to keep your knee over your toes. And then a slight opening of your arms. That 135 degree turn, arms and waist moving around to the left corner. Right arm follows. As we bring the arms across, we can turn right at the middle, we turn our foot. And then make that whip and whip it up. Then we bring our left foot in, touch if you really need to, back out into a front stance to the side. And here we're going to keep our body straight up and down. Try to keep your chest right straight up and down. In the push, you'd be leaning a little bit forwards. A lot of the moves you'll be leaning just a tad forward. But in this one, the single whip, you end up straight up and down. The next move is called lift hand step forward. In this one, we do a little shift back onto our right foot. Let me do just the feet. So we'll forget about the hands. So here we are, straight up and down. Shift back onto the right foot. Turn 45 degrees. Back onto the left foot with the weight. Bring the right foot in and set it out. Just the heel and barely touch the ball. What we call the bubbling well. is the ball of your foot here. And barely touch it so that we have 70% of the weight in our left foot and 30% of the weight in the front foot. And that's the footwork for that. So we'll move back into single whip with the arms. We do the shift back, 45-degree turn, and this move with the hands doesn't start until after you do that 45-degree turn. But you want to make a circular motion with your right hand, like you're wiping a table or something like that. And your right or your left arm kind of just pushes forward. I'll show you here. So here we are, single whip, back, 45-degree turn, shift the weight, bring the foot in, right arm circles, and then press them both forward. And that is left hand step forward. The next move I'm going to teach you is a really super cool one. It's called white crane spreads wings. And this one's a little bit more difficult, but so what we do, we already have our left hand unseated, so it's pointing upwards. Our right hand is kind of seated and pointed forwards and downwards. And so what we do is we pull both of our hands downwards circularly. We make a Tai Chi ball, so the right hand would unseat, the left hand almost seats, but we keep it at a vertical. And as we do that, pick up our left foot, turn it 45 degrees back that way, and then our arms stay in this Tai Chi, almost a Tai Chi ball, as we shift our weight onto the right, pick our left foot up, start to raise our right hand, lower our left hand, and then just with the toe and the front of the bubbling well, we only put 30% of the weight in that front foot. This up here is a block, and this down here is a redirection. And actually, if you put the move together, it's a separation kind of a move. So what you're really doing here is you're taking the Tai Chi ball and trying to separate a push into two different directions and redirect someone's force. And that's the white crane spreads wings. Next time we'll go into the brush left knee twist step, and we'll do play lute and a couple other moves after that, which are repeats of the brush left knee twist step, and then a transition of the brush right knee twist step. So, beautiful day, still snowing on me, and we'll see you next time, okay? Wonderful. Don't forget to subscribe if you like the videos, okay? Alrighty.